we're going to pull the engine out of this thing today. Notice I haven't started it. Hang on a sec. Just relax, it's all going to be fine. Notice I haven't started it because I don't want to run the piston rings through a rusty old bore. Good chance I'll be changing them, yes, but any dirt or shit that's been sitting in there for 10 years or whatever, rusted up old bore, and then you start turning it over and doing all sorts of crap on it. I'm fully aware I'm pulling it down. I'm going to pull the head off and the cylinder off, and I'm going to freshen it all up. The main aim of this thing is to get it to a stage where it's reliable. It's going to be as pretty as it's going to be. You know, we're not going to spend tens of thousands of dollars on it just to restore it. New owner can modify it once it's roadworthy. So they can do what they want. I'll just pull this air box out, pull the air cleaner out, see what's in there. Yeah, so there's no real reason for it to be ran for the sake of making noise, because I know it will run after I'm finished with it. It's got an air filter, which is good. It's obviously had some damage here, siliconed up. It's not a bad repair, it just looks a little bit ugly now, I suppose. Let's see, this air cleaner's oiled to the shit house. You can just about wring it out. Tuning. What can I say? Yeah, I don't know. Probably gear oil or something. Who knows? It's not bad. It's reusable. It looks actually pretty clean down its throat as well, so that's not too bad. It just wouldn't have been getting enough air. Might have to replace that rubber. I'm still missing a side cover on this. I'm missing the right hand side cover, so if anyone's got one for an SR in Australia, let me know, because I can't seem to find one anyway, and I don't want to go Chinese. Fucking knew that was going to happen. Let's see what we have. Yeah. As I'm saying, the main aim is just to get the thing like nice and reliable, looking a bit pretty, which wouldn't be too hard at this stage, and is that going to come out of there? Huge amounts of drama. No, it wants to be dramaful. Oh. The seat lock wants to be taken off. Just catching the side of it. Why not? air breather. Wow. An airbox. And just interested to know, yep, would have been sucking dirty air right through there. Couple of holes in it. So all that oiling of the thing, I don't know why it's got a broken off plastic piece here for a pin, but I don't know why the hole was there. It's just got a plastic pin that's broken off the plastic. I dare say once that's all cleaned up, I'll be able to get that back on without too much drama, and we'll seal the hole. Sucking dirty air. Beautiful. Which is another reason not to start running it when not knowing what's going on. Will it run? Yes, of course it fucking will run. Will it run properly? No, it won't. Why do they do it? I don't know. They're just killing it. I bet you all those ones that they've got going, pulled out of sheds and out of back of garages and all the fake ones and all the rest of it, it will run. But I bet you they have to have an engine rebuild not long after, or at least a tidy up. The slide on the carbie's good. It's actually pretty clean in there. I might as well get that tube off. I've got a seat on order for this from New South Wales. I've got a rear tail mudguard and tail light assembly, whole thing coming from USA. I've got a set of engine gaskets coming from USA, and I've got a set of engine bolts, as in these screws are still all Phillips. Shouldn't say Phillips, but JIS screws for the angina. This is nice and open to work on. I'm still waiting for the paintwork to be done on the YZF to finish that off, which is the annoying part, that the whole thing's just about finished, but just waiting on a screen and all the paintwork to be finished. Had some goop on it. It's had something on it, I'm not sure what it is, but it's almost like plumber's tape. In fact, yeah, I think it's that. If we have a look at it, it must have been sucking air. It's got a nice seal, it's not too bad, but where it's sweated through here at the bottom, it would have been sucking air. Definitely not sealed properly. It is hard, and it might be worth looking at replacing. I like to replace these as much as I can. We'll see, because it's only a single. It's really easy to diagnose if it was, and I'm able to seal that pretty well and seal it around the carburetor, so it's not too much of a drama. The multis where you take 7 hours to get everything off just before you even get to the carburetor is where the issues can be. This breather tube is rock hard and doesn't want to come off. Yeah, I might have to warm that up with a heat gun or something. Get that off. I'm just checking to see what else is going to be in the way. This little cable here has to go with the engine. It can come down. This can be undone as well. Means it doesn't want to come off. It can hold that cable. I might take this little battery box out as well. So. I'm just doing some wiring plugs. Where's that 10? You gotta love it when it makes it all the way through. I'll put it. That's just great. And put a nut and bolt. It's loose because you can't get to it to tighten it up. Alright. Battery box. Battery box. Must be a little tool carrying provision in there, or documents, or whatever I want to call it. Yeah. Looking a little bit more open now. Yes, you gotta love it. I'll just take that off there and leave it with the frame. Pop up there. Go with the angina. Let's get this clutch cable off. You gotta love these, all this generation of 250s that all the manufacturers put out, and how simple everything was. I mean, at the time it looked cheap and nasty, but I'm telling you, you want cheap and nasty, go and buy a modern 250, especially a Chinese one. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting things. You try all those and you come back to this thing and you have a look at it and you go, you know, this is built pretty well, and if something does fail, you're able to actually fix it. I don't know if you can see this, but someone's put in a what I consider a building bolt into here. Looks, and it's loose. Yeah, we can't find the right bolt, so we put that in. And what we done, and we don't put one washer on the top, and it's gone sucked right into the rubber. Yeah, so your whole foot is resting on this. And it's broken off. You see it's broken off in there. Thanks for that. That's great. Appreciate that. Makes you think it's not even the right thread, and they've crossed it to make it work, and it's snapped off. This is the only thing holding that foot peg on. And it's definitely a metric thread. Feels alright. Anyway, yeah, I wonder how tight that is and how much of a bastard that's going to be, because that's actually welded to the frame. Fucktards. So get this off fella here. It's white for some reason. God knows why. Yeah, that's one thing you don't generally get on your thing. If a bike falls over, it pushes this back. Not always, but it does to a certain extent. And it's spring loaded, so it comes out of the way, try and save itself. They wouldn't do that on modern bikes, do they? Just screwing the screws back in the holes in the gearbox. The whole thing can be washed up on it. We know they come out of there. You're gonna have to support the engine. That there. What the hell was that? No, just WD. Okay, I brought you on the other side. I thought I'd drain the oil. Got to get the pipe off. Unfortunately, the sun plug has been that much damaged. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it out unless I tap it out. Not damaged from being hit by road structures or anything like that. Damaged by whoever's touched this bike. I'll explain more when I get it out. Well, try to explain, because there is no explanation really. Oh, got it. Allen key in this section. You can't get the short start an Allen key on it, it's too close to the frame. You can't get the long one on it because it's too close to the mudguard, and it's also on an angle. That sounds like I'm complaining, but you know, I'm beginning to think it might be too long to come out too. No, oh, it just got there. Thought it would hit the frame before it came out. Getting a bit of flare off my floor. It's a sunny day here in Melbourne in the middle of winter. Exhausting. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Okay, I can do that with it. It's just all this. Looks like an aftermarket one anyway. Might have to check with them to see if they'll actually roadworthy it with that, even though it's still baffled. They might not. Yeah, they have absolutely munted that oil drain plug. this out, not in this angle. Oh! This is fucking ridiculous. Yes. Oh, it's come loose. It's actually springing back. I don't know if you can see that. I turn it a little bit and it springs back on what I'm guessing it's going to be silicon, because that's what it felt like. Something's trying to hold it into spot. Spring. Oil looks to be burnt shitless. Smells burnt. Okay, so it's just a rubber gauze. A spring holds it in there. The O-ring's still there. That's good. But look what they've done. Absolutely munted it. Yeah, why? You use the right stuff, you get it. Yeah, my DJI mic just decided to stop working. I didn't realise for the next couple of videos. Anyway, we'll just record this from what I see. I think the next step is we're going to take out the brake pedal and the centre stand. No, we're going to take the oil filter off first so that we drain the complete contents of the engine out. The two top bolts heads were completely munted as well. They had slots cut in them. I didn't want to move either. But the bottom one was an Allen key or an Allen screw, so it's not too bad. So ingenious way of trying to get it to go. Just trying to move it up. Looks like the sun's shining out of my ass. Bet you it's not. I think finally got it. I don't know who worked on this thing. It was terrible. So yeah, bottom screw came out quite easily because it was a Allen key. It was still tight as all buggery, as you can see. Unnecessary for it to be that tight. I was still thinking that there'd be plenty of oil in there. Got the trusty old impact screwdriver. An absolute must when you're working on anything 80s with those Phillips head screws in them. I thought it'd be easy to get slotted out, but because they were so tight, it's just a matter of trying to bash it. No, I'm trying to smash it with the smallest hammer I've got. And I'll probably get something a bit bigger. Here we go. Decent knock-ometer. Comes out. I'm not sure if I show you or not how bad they are. Probably just kept it to myself. A bit selfish, if you ask me. Now, normally when you do a service on these things, a little screw on, a little 10mm on top of that little oil filter cap, you undo that, and the oil drains out as much as it can, and then you crack this off and not very much comes out of it. But in this case, because it's been sitting around for 10 years, it's completely blown dry. Everything was bone dry. Absolutely dripped out, maxed to the thing. There's a little drain hole in the bottom that drains it back into the case. So I just left the filter out and put a couple of screws back in, just while the rest of the engine was taken out. Yeah, that's that little 10mm bolt there that allows the air to come through and lets the oil filter drain out when you're draining your oil. Then you just lightly crack it open and crack it up again. Okay, I'm just going to remove the foot peg now. At least this one on this side had 2 bolts in it. The little chrome plate there, which is supposed to be chrome, is a little bit rusty. It is a boot protector from the exhaust, I'd say. So it's a little heel protector or something. And pedal comes off, just on rubber mounted, so the vibration doesn't go through your feet. Just having a look in there. Looks pretty good. At least there's only one broken bolt so far. I'm just discussing whether I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the whole brake lever and assembly out, and or the centre stand. It's obviously not a great big deal of a job. Split pin holds it in. Split pin washer just on the brake pedal itself. Massive brake pedal compared to the standards of today. You really honk on that thing, wouldn't you? It's probably why it sort of dangles down a bit, but I think that's just the way that, because it goes underneath the exhaust. Definitely going to need a new split pin. It didn't want to come out, so, and it was pretty well munted by the time I got it out. just like that, pops off, and unscrew the nut at the end on the brake lever for the drum. You can't quite see, but everything down there is just absolutely covered in that tyre black from whatever's pierced that tyre and run round. And it's, you know, it didn't do it for 2 minutes, it did it for a good half an hour, because it's absolute grit, rubber grit, mixed with the oil leak and everything around there. So they must have just kept riding it over and over again. Just reassemble it and throw it in the washer. Not sure if I showed you it or not. Did I show it to you? Yes. Yes, I did. It's just absolutely like greasy grit, everything down there. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to have those bends in it, but I mean, it obviously works, so, you know, bent or not bent. Not sure if it's supposed to be straight or not, but it still works, so we'll clean it up and we'll figure it out, and when it's going back together, we'll see if it needs to be straightened or what happens. Straight into the washer. Yeah, I'm going to take off the centre stand. Pin's good, very little wear in the pin. There wasn't that much movement on the centre stand itself. You can kind of see how dirty it is down there. And yeah, the little sits in a little slot up there, and the spring pulls against it, so it can't come out. Holds the centre stand up. That's the end of this one. Can you please like and subscribe so I can keep doing these videos. I've got some interesting projects coming up, and it all helps. Thank you.